Hello there, welcome to my third video for today. That's right, this is my third video because you see, I'm trying to figure out how I could possibly lessen the brightness, that reflection of the light from outside my window here. So I'm trying to find an area where this one could be minimized, that reflection. Anyway, why am I back? As the topic says, English and the Pinoy, the relationship of the language and the Pinoy. How long has the Pinoy actually learned the English language? Oh, we're talking about hundreds of years. Since when the Americans first taught the English language to Filipinos. Since then, the language, which is the global language and which has become our medium of instruction, has given us all sorts of feelings. Like some Pinoys hate it and some Pinoys love it. So there's this love hate relationship between the Pinoy and the English language. You see, how do you know some Pinoys hate the language? Well, from expressions like, oh nako, in Tagalog among people in Luzon, there is a nako, Inglesera yan. That means say you have to avoid because he or she is Inglesera. She only speaks English. And then groups also who want to be patriotic, nationalistic, and who would rather speak the Bisaya or maybe Tagalog or whatever dialect they have in that province or region, would stick together and probably like shun those who do not speak their language. Okay, so the English can become something that will improve your lot. You could make it as your ticket, we know that, to getting into the best future that you will ever have. It could give you the best job in the world. It could give you your future. As a matter of fact, English is the language, not only the global language, but it's the language of business. You go for a job interview, you will be interviewed in English. That is why Pinoys are also doing their best to master the language. They know it. In fact, when foreigners come to the Philippines, foreigners like you, when they come to the Philippines, they would be amazed because it seems like everyone can speak English, from the sampagita vendor to the balut vendor, tricycle driver, jeepney drivers. You talk to them, you speak to them in English, they will understand you. They will answer you back in English. That's how we are, because English has been with us for hundreds of years. How can we not speak it? It's just a matter of refining, improving what we already know and what we already have. Now let's go back to people who hate English, especially English subjects. Well, English subjects seem to be giving our students probably more homeworks and more projects compared to other subjects. It's in English where you have subjects like research, library research, term paper writing, book analysis, reading reports, reporting in front of the class, and so on and so forth. And so there are people who hate and who don't like English as a subject and as a language because they said they could not speak it, they could not write it. Well, that's sad because if you master the language, if you know English, if you know how to write in English, speak English, well, it's like being right there already. I could see your future. Because today, everywhere you go, when you look for a job or whatever you want to have something like a loan or any business you want to have, you will be interviewed in English because English is the language of business. Now back to the relationship between the Pinoy and English. Are they really friends? Do they have a future? I'm saying yes, and that is why we have the proliferation of call centers in the Philippines, because Filipinos are known for their neutral English, for the way of speaking English. We're good there. And so these companies from abroad would like to bring their business here. They set up their call centers in the Philippines because, in the first place, we Filipinos are best at imitating. We could do accents, the Indian accent, the British, the American accent, and they would have a hard time determining what your nationality is. So that's our ace, that's our advantage over other nationalities, because we easily could adjust, we easily could adapt to another language. That's the Filipino. But of course, I would like to say as an English teacher that the Pinoys and the English language are in good relationship, and that is why we can do this. That is why we have excelled everywhere around the world. Miss Universe, for instance, interviews are conducted in English, and our contestants there are able to deliver the message to the world well in English. So let's get that straight, that those of you who still have this hatred for English, you better start liking it. Because if ever you want to acquire and become good at this particular skill in communicating using English, that's when you will say you can see yourself moving forward towards your goal of success. So bye for now. Actually, this is a little bit of extra because what I wanted to do, I already said in the future, is to minimize that reflection, see coming from the outside of the window. So I have no problem with the lighting. It's, I think, flattering. It hides the skin flaws, but it's the reflection coming from the outside that does this glare. See through my glasses. So I'm just trying to figure out how to remove this glare. Probably use a cap. Let me see. Oh, probably it's going to be better. Anyway, bye for now. Don't forget that Pinoys and the English language are best friends.